Utah's biggest sports talk show. When you're ready to talk sports, all you have to do is find The Monty Show. Streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. Now it's time for the best sports talk in Utah, The Monty Show.
Hey, happy Friday. Yeah, it's the Big 5-0 Birthday Bash Friday right here on The Monty Show. Presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business every single day. The Advocates, I'm telling you, man, the weather's crazy. I don't know if you've noticed it here in the great state of Utah, but it's a wee bit windy out. Look, if you get in an accident, if somebody's driving distracted and runs into you, we saw that terrible bike crash the other day where a guy got hit on his bicycle. That's not your fault. You didn't deserve to get run over on your bicycle, but you do deserve an advocate, somebody to fight for you. That's why you trust the Advocates. No matter where you are, check them out online, theadvocates.com. They have a great feature where you can chat on their with a lawyer live on their website for free, 24/7. UtahAdvocates.com or theadvocates.com for the best injury attorneys in the business. Jake?
Yes.
It is finally here.
Finally.
The Big 5-0 Birthday Bash kicks off in 3 hours.
No, I don't have more tickets for you.
Yeah, seriously, you guys.
No.
And this is going to sound like we're being all self-serving. You guys think you're so important. No, honestly, I don't think I'm that important, but what I want you to know, we're out of tickets, man. Like everybody today DMing us, "Hey, bro, I forgot to RSVP." Well, yeah, you probably shouldn't have forgot to RSVP because we're out. I had somebody reach out to me and be like, "Hey, man, I want to bring 2 of my friends and my wife." No, dude.
Can't do it, man.
Do you know how much?
Guys,
do you know how much food we have bought for this event? Do you know the room only holds so many, dude? Like it's crazy to me how many people.
Monty Town in its entirety wanted to show up,
and this isn't with Elon in West Texas. This is in West Valley. Okay, so be with me here, people.
Yeah,
it's remarkable to me how many people don't RSVP when you tell them to. And then, like, the night before today, it's crazy to me that people are still today like, "Hey, I just RSVP'd. Where are the instructions?" There are no instructions. Look at Gabe Ledley already gifting 10 memberships.
We're setting the tone.
Gabe.
We're setting the tone, bro.
And McKenna Tech Dan.
We're
already
setting the tone, bro.
McKenna Tech Dan and Lopes fan Gabe gifting memberships already.
Should the entire show just be the NFL draft time? Is that what the show is going to be today?
Yep, and look at that. Zesty's Retro and Gabe.
Let's go.
3 minutes into the show, we have our first one. My God. So Nathan Sharp says, "So how do I convince somebody to pay for my membership?" I think you just click on the gift box and it tells you that. It tells you that. Big Jack 512 says, "When I turned 50, my doc told me I was out of warranty.
Well,
trust me, when they run that Roto-Rooter in my hindquarters next month, I think I'm out of warranty too." So,
bro,
it is. Yeah, that's coming too, man. That's
yeah.
When you get old, and real quick, and we're going to talk about Mark Harlan here in 2 minutes. When you get old and it's things like colonoscopies and your vitamins, your doctor, when you're young, your doctor doesn't really care. When you're older, like 50, your doctor starts calling you a fat ass every time you get a physical. You just walk in and he's like, "Hey, Chubbs, how are things?" Fat. Right? Like the conversation should don't grab your balls anymore. Now they just want
in the gym.
Yeah, they just want to full on take a Roto-Rooter and put it in bad places.
Dude. Yeah.
So I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, man, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Look at Teddy Wayman gifting 5 memberships.
Let's go. We're feeling generous.
Yeah, this is out of control. Teddy Wayman, Jet Wayman, we will see you tonight. Jet is coming. Mike A.
Let's go.
K. Do. Look at him picking up the memberships. You guys are crazy.
The memberships are rolling in.
Love you guys. Appreciate everybody doing that. Look, if this is There's a big group of people waving at me right now outside the windows. Hey, man, cool. Today, I have a feeling today is going to be crazy. Several people have DM'd me. A couple have DM'd Jake.
Yeah.
Hey, are we allowed to bring the gifts inside the building? Come on in, man.
You know what's funny? Real quick, then we're getting Mark Harlan. But last thing. Okay, when we meet people we've never met before, they'll just come running up to us and be like, hey, man, it's amazing to meet you. And I'm like, it's amazing to meet you, too, and I have no idea who you are.
It's a little crazy.
Please
it is a little crazy.
Tell us your name when you come up to us if we have not met before. It helps.
Yeah. Russ Fisher says, Monty, I've had 2 of those rear endoscopes, not bad, but after you wake up, horrible gas and it hurts. Wait, I thought you said it wasn't bad.
You can't follow it wasn't bad with horrible gas and it hurts.
Come on, man. Like that doesn't make any sense. B&W.
Let's go. Let's go.
Jake, it's very early for you to refuse to pull it out, okay?
Sorry, my bad. Got to pull it out here. My bad.
All right. Shall we get to work here on
now, how many DMs did you get more of? The birthday bash RSVPs or that Mark Harlan made an ass of himself on Twitter?
Oh, the Mark Harlan tweet was lit. Mark Harlan's tweet kind of set the world on fire. Mark Harlan on Twitter yesterday went in on Dennis Dodd. So Dennis Dodd, as we told you, had a story about the aggressiveness that is currently the Big 12 waiting for members of the Pac-12 to jump in the water and grab the life ring. That's essentially what the Big 12 is doing. And here's the problem, though. I don't know Dennis Dodd. I think I've maybe interviewed him 2 or 3 times in my entire life. But Dennis Dodd, like all of the national guys, are all reporting the exact same thing. And they're reporting what we're hearing as well. And usually in our line of work, if you look at this tweet, when a tweet like this happens, it's only one of 2 things. Mark Harlan's feeling the pressure and he's trying to deflect, or he is just fed up and he knows the end is near. And I don't know which one this is, but I can tell you what Dennis Dodd wrote is exactly what we've been reporting for 6 weeks, is what Dennis Dodd wrote in his story, that there are a lot of questions around this Pac-12 TV deal, and there is a lot of dissent inside of the Pac-12 surrounding the idea of streaming their Tier 1, their best games in their sports, streaming them wholesale on Amazon or Apple TV. Amazon is the partner. And a lot of the people in this conference, including, I think, the president that carries the most water in this town, President Kase up at Washington, is not at all on board with streaming games full time. And she and many others in the conference, Ray Anderson is another, though there are a lot of people in this conference who don't even want half of their games streamed. They want their best matchups, their biggest games on standard television. They want it on cable, ESPN, ABC, or Fox. That's the deal that they want. The problem is that deal's not available. And it's caused a lot of instability that we've gone from in October now to, well, it'll be Thanksgiving. Well, we'll do it before the first of the year. Bros, we're at St. Patrick's Day pretty much. Do you guys understand today's the 10th of March? And the Pac-12 still does not have a TV deal. So when you see tweets like this out of Mark Harlan, you quickly start to realize that I do think there is frustration. Dennis Dodd putting out a story to which the athletic director at Utah says, and you put the voice in your head that you heard, right? Because when you read this tweet, tell me you didn't have a voice in your head being like, Oh, give me a break.
Give me a damn break.
Give me a
already.
break.
Jesus.
Like, I don't know. Is that a flabbergasted tweet? Like, what is your reaction to that?
Yeah, my reaction is he overreacted. My reaction is that he doesn't have good control of his emotions on Twitter as the athletic director of Utah. And I think, you don't get a free pass when you hold that kind of position. I mean, look, I don't even get a free pass from media members in this town when I say you got to pay for their stuff or not, right? Like, this guy's definitely not getting a free pass when he tweets something like this. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. When you say stuff, people are going to hold you to it. And I think what Mark Harlan doesn't understand is that this is 2 in a row now, right? Like, I look at the tweet in December. Oh, we're not leaving. Okay, now the next time you address the situation, you're saying, give me a break? Like, why not say, hey, right now, I don't see Utah. I don't see any truth to this reporting. Why not just say, hey, I know there's a lot of noise about this in the media. I respect Dennis Dodd, but there's, from my standpoint, from my perspective, where we're at in our process, there's no truth to these rumors, or this is not going to happen, or whatever the hell he would want to say. However you would want to coach and ease that, right? Like, however you would want to say that in a way that's PR friendly, that gets your point across. That's what he should have done here. Or really, furthermore, he should just not have tweeted at all. And I think a big part of this is that George Kliavkoff can't say anything right now because the only thing he has to say is we don't have a TV deal done. So his ADs are sitting here, dying in the desert sun, if you will, and they're looking for a little water. They're a little frustrated. They're a little, perturbed by the fact that they're in this position as a conference that's, God almighty academically, as a conference that is a P5, as a conference that, is usually on the outside looking in, but on that fringe of getting into the college football playoff.
Yes.
Like, as a conference that could be way more successful, I understand why Mark Harlan might be frustrated. I understand it completely, but this is completely irresponsible out of Mark Harlan.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting word, irresponsible. And I wonder what you guys think about it in the comments as we talk about this tweet from Mark Harlan in response to Dennis Dodd from CBS Sports yesterday, because everybody reacted to it. I mean, I don't know that there's anybody in the great state of Utah who didn't see it or didn't react to it. I mean, you can see right there in the bottom right above our graphic there, the 1.1 M, that's 1.1 million impressions. A million people saw that tweet. And I'm just flabbergasted by the fact that Mark Harlan, an executive in college athletics, lost his cool to the point where he's tweeting that. Because I also think if you look at this tweet right here from Mark Harlan to another media member where he says, we're not leaving, totally unsolicited. You guys remember this, right? This is Mark Harlan replying to this, where on December 6th at 10 in the morning, Mark Harlan replies to John Kurtz, the Pac-12 standalone game, about their ratings in a championship game, and Mark Harlan says, we're not leaving. And again, I don't know. Maybe you guys have a different perspective on this. I think this is conduct unbecoming of an athletic director at a university of the caliber of a Utah. Mm-hmm. Utah should be leading the path. They should be laying the path and leading the members down the path to prosperity. Mm-hmm. Instead, I feel like Mark Harlan tweeting at media members, the caliber of a guy like a Dennis Dodd, which I read this tweet as frustration. This seems like conduct unbecoming from Mark Harlan, and I actually respect Mark quite a bit. I think he's done a very good job at Utah. But this conduct now, it's not accidental anymore. It's not. I think every time you have a media member that says something even a little bit contrarian to where Mark Harlan is philosophically, I feel like this is the response we're getting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that, the thing... So, I don't generally, when we're talking about the things that people tweet, right, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I think when you're in his position, the AD of a P5 university like Utah, what I would call a prestigious university, 100%. When you're in that position, it's not... You don't get to just tweet whatever you want. Like, and I know he knows that. I'm not even trying to give the dude advice. I'm just saying you don't get to tweet whatever you want to tweet. And I think when you tweet something, that is in my opinion rather, maybe it's not condescending, but I do feel like it has a lot of negative shades to it. It has a lot of, it has this sort of frustration, this sort of, boiling over effect, like, oh, give me a break. Like as if Dennis Dodd is not some respected reporter.
Right.
As if Dennis Dodd hasn't been right in the middle of this thing. As if Dennis Dodd isn't talking to everybody and their mother about this thing. Right? So it's not like Dennis Dodd is the soccer writer in Minnesota with an AP vote. Right? That's not who we're talking about here. If he had said, oh, give me a break about the soccer writer in a vote, let's say, right? Okay, I'm with you, bro. Because I and we basically say the same thing about that guy all the time. But this is Dennis Dodd, right? And I'm not saying Dennis Dodd is the Jesus Christ of college football reporting, but the guy is solid. He's reputable. He's reliable. He's not some, hit piece guy. He's doing his job. And I look at this tweet and I just say, man, like you could have gone so many different directions. And furthermore, you could have tweeted something that would have put you in a power position in the conference. Like if he had come out and tweeted, like I was saying, something more professional, something more PR friendly, something like, hey, I respect Dennis Dodd and his work, but the reality of the situation is, George Kliavkoff is handling this, and I haven't heard anything about us moving or the Big 12, picking us up or, whatever he would want to say. I just think there was an opportunity there, and he went so far to the left that now he's messed that up.
I mean, way to the, you're not drifting into the next lane. Like, you're onto another freeway, dude.
And part of me,
it's crazy to me.
Like, we had a conversation before the showroom today about, does this tweet, what kind of impacts, if any, does this tweet have on the Big 12's, big picture negotiations, right? Because we told you late last week, early this week, that Brett Yormark had been working with Tom Holmoe to try to pave a path for Utah to join the Big 12. So then when Utah's AD comes out and tweets something like this, it does kind of beg the question in my mind, hey, what would Brett Yormark think of that? Does Brett Yormark see that and say, oh, well, he's just frustrated? Does Brett Yormark see that and say, hey, what the hell is this? Does Brett Yormark see that and say, yeah, this is why we're struggling to get Utah in.
But but the other question is, if I'm Brett Yormark, you know what I want to know? Does Mark Harlan speak for the University of Utah? Because he's not the president, he's not the chancellor, he's the athletic director. Mm-hmm. He has, I'm not going to say zero, but he has very little say on the long-term path of the University of Utah.
Right.
And again, I will just tell you, as we've heard for weeks now and months now, really, Utah doesn't, in my opinion, want to join the Big 12. I don't think they're like, oh, man, let's go, baby. Stillwater, here we come. Manhattan, Kansas, here we come. Lawrence, here we come. Morgantown, we're going to skip that game. They're not like, oh, can't wait to get to TCU.
What's up, big bro?
Right? That doesn't feel like what we're seeing with Utah. What it feels to me anyway is that we're seeing a situation where this is their fallback plan. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like Mark Harlan has no interest in competing in the Big 12. He'd rather stay in the Pac-12.
Which is, just kind of weird.
That's what it feels like to me. The thing that really stands out to me is the level of disrespect that we are seeing from somebody like Mark Harlan, who is an executive at the University of Utah. Mm-hmm. And he does not seem to have any respect at all for his president or his chancellor or his athletes, because now they're going to be asked about this stuff. Now they are, as long as this lingers on, unfortunately, I think anybody that wears the U and draws a paycheck on the Hill is going to be asked about this.
Yes.
Rightly or wrongly, it is what it is, right? I think that Utah has no desire to join the Big 12. But I also think that Utah realizes the Big 12 may be their best option to be financially viable as an athletic department. Mm-hmm. I think Utah realizes that there is value in the Big 12, but they value the Pac-12 more. They value their relationships in the Pac-12 more. They value the academic standing of the Pac-12 more. They're doing quite well in research dollars. And hey, listen, all of that's great. I don't even disagree with any of that. But that doesn't make the Pac-12 viable.
Right.
That's the thing that you can't get away from, Jake.
Yeah, and I think that, right now, when I look at this situation, I say, hey, Mark Harlan is not necessarily helping with this tweet. Like, you're not, you make a good point when you talk about the power structure, the sort of pecking order at a university, right? Like, you've got chancellors and presidents and all these, not an army, but you've got probably 5 or 6 people above Mark making decisions. And it kind of feels like a guy, it could be a number of things. That's the reality of the situation. But I could easily see a situation where it's like, oh yeah, like, hey, I'm the athletic director and this is kind of what I think about it. Now, I can't give a full take on it on Twitter, but I can make, back of the envelope comments, back of the hand comments on Twitter because it's Dennis Dodd and he's not going to take it personally. Like, I can just see the childness coming out in these tweets. And that's why I say it's irresponsible. It's irresponsible. It's not well thought out. It's not strategic. It's irresponsible. And for me, I agree with what you said. If I'm Brett Yormark, I'm trying to measure, hey, how much of the university does Mark Harlan actually represent? Or is Mark Harlan actually just like the athletic director and he just represents that sort of sect, much like ESPN within Disney, right? Like, Mark Harlan is just the athletic director and he's this one sort of category inside of this bigger umbrella. That to me is what I'd be trying to gauge. But I just saw this and I was like, dude, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Once again, what are we doing at Utah? Like, once again, Tom Homo is working his ass off, allegedly, with the information we're getting to help you get to a more reliable and a more stable position, and your athletic director can't help himself on Twitter.
Well, and what do you say to Taylor Randall? Does Taylor Randall, who, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Taylor Randall is the actual president at the University of Utah. What does President Randall say to Mark Harlan about this tweet? Does he say anything? Does he know about it?
Let's go.
No, well, I highly doubt that, but does he care? I think it's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
Because my struggle is that we hear repeatedly, like, Utah and the Big 12 are making progress. We talked about this Friday. We've talked about it all week long. I told you yesterday, we were told by very high-placed sources in this process that Utah was looking for financial stability. They did not want to take a less than full share. And by all accounts, that's been worked out.
Facts.
And, a lot of people have said, well, they have a pro rata, ESPN will pay for Utah. Why is that an issue? Just because ESPN's willing to give the Big 12 a full share for Utah doesn't mean that Utah gets a full share. That means that ESPN will pay the Big 12, but how much money is the Big 12 going to give to Utah? That to me is the biggest question. And from what I was told yesterday, those conversations have been worked out. There's no longer a question about that.
Yeah.
But my biggest question is that if you are President Randall at Utah, how are you feeling about this tweet? Like, this tweet is not good. I don't know. And again, let's get to your comments here on the Monty Show. This hour of the show presented, as always, by our good friends at Bucked Up Energy. I just retweeted it. Big shout out to our guy, Jordan Royal, who sends us a picture of himself watching the show on his MacBook with a can of Bucked Up Miami, baby.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
Boom.
Bucked Up Miami. It is my flavor, dude. I love it. If you go to any of the Bucked Up stores in the great state of Utah, I personally shop in Murray, Sojo, and South Jordan, and in Orem. You walk in and say, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty Show. They're going to give you a free can of Bucked Up Energy. I'm telling you, get the Zero Sugar Miami. It's phenomenal. But the other thing I would tell you is, hey, dude, go get free samples right now. In the description of this show below, there is a link for you to get 3 free samples and the best, my friends, the best shaker cup in the world belongs to me now. But you can get this one too. It is the Bucked Up Shaker Cup. I love it. I tell you about it every single day on this show. Here's what makes the Bucked Up Shaker different. The blender balls are connected to the post that is connected to the lid. Yeah, dude, no more blender balls in the no more blender balls in the garbage disposal. Thank you very much. But I would tell you, get the 3 free samples. Make sure you try their pre-workout. It's the best one I've ever had. And you get it all free. In the link below, get the free samples.
Do it.
Let's get your comments in here. Boy, there's already a lot of well, and see, now Tony J. Altimore has changed his name again. You're not Tony J. Altimore. And now do I have to play judge, jury, and executioner here?
I mean, we have to be good on our word, dude.
You cannot. You guys, we have one rule, and one thing gets you blocked on this channel. One thing. What gets you blocked on this channel? Impersonating other people. You cannot do it. We will not tolerate it. It is the only thing. If you want to disagree with us, if you guys want to tell us we're stupid, or okay, great, knock yourself out. But when you start impersonating other people on Twitter or wherever this Altimore cat's at, we're not going to do that. We're just not going to do that. Yeah. So you're gone. And if this is history in the making on the Monty Show, we've blocked 2 people now. We blocked, I can't even remember the guys at Duck season. And now we've blocked this guy. You can't come in here and impersonate other people. It's not the way we do business. Period. That's the only thing generally. If you start dropping N-bombs or hate speech, or YouTube's going to handle you.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to get you blocked by us is if you impersonate people. So he's gone. That's all over with. Patrick to Spain. Hello, Patrick. How do you not have a membership, by the way? That's crazy. You're one of like 3 people who doesn't. He says, Utah football is dead in the water without USC and UCLA in the pack, especially if UW and Oregon leave, which they certainly will. That conference becomes group of 6. I don't think anything is certainly.
Yeah.
Because I can only tell you what we've heard time and time and time again. Nobody in the Pac-12 wants to leave. Not one university of the 10 that are left have I ever been told wants to leave the Pac-12.
Because remember who these universities are. Like, let's not forget who we're talking about here. These are universities that think extremely highly of themselves, right? Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
The reality of it, yes.
They think that educationally speaking, they're one of the strongest conferences in the land, which I would agree with. And they think, to the point, and it's kind of where they part ways with me, that education is more important in the big picture than the combination of education and athletics. I'm a big believer that education combined with athletics provides and makes really good people. And I think that education and athletics is not viable in a conference that's paying you $22 million a year in football. That's just not going to work. And so when we talk about, Oregon and Washington certainly leaving, I would disagree and tell you, hold your horses on that. Not because I think the Big Ten isn't going to come calling. I definitely think the Big Ten is definitely going to come calling. But I think this conversation around their love of themselves, and if you want to call it arrogance, I guess, but I don't want to use a negative word. I just think that they like themselves a lot. Their pride, their pride's going to get in the way of something here. And frankly, I think if they weren't as prideful as they are, a lot of this stuff may have already been done. Like if George Kliavkoff wasn't having to, try to do his best to work with this group that thinks they're the world, he may have had something done. He may have had a little bit easier of a time getting things done. But I think this is, when I compare and contrast these 2 conferences, like you can kind of start to understand why the Pac-12 is where it's at. And I think, this whole conversation around some of these programs not having presidents in place to sort of run the ship, it's kind of crazy, especially when you're in the middle of expansion talk. Like Oregon not having a president is absolutely insane to me. I don't know how that's possible right now. I don't know how you're Oregon, how you're, by most people's account, the best school in the conference. I know it's a big debate, but nationally, Oregon is seen as the best school in the conference. How do you not have a president right now? That's incredible to me. And what's funny is the Big Ten doesn't have a commissioner right now because Kevin Warren wanted to go and lead the best, team in the league, in the Bears, so they could build a new building and everything.
Oh, my guy. Huge breaking news in the NFL.
Oh, God.
Huge breaking news.
Speaking of...
The Chicago Bears are trading the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers. They will get pick 961, a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2025, and wide receiver DJ Moore. Ooh, that is a huge trade.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough? Is that enough? I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if, am I crazy? Is that it? That doesn't feel like enough, you guys. Adam Schefter, ESPN, NFL insider, is saying that my Chicago Bears,
horse track, stadium, buildings, right, are trading the number 1 overall pick. Incredible.
they are trading that number 1 pick to the Carolina Panthers for pick 9, for pick 61, first round pick in 2024, second round pick in 2025, and wide receiver DJ Moore. They're going to draft a quarterback, Carolina.
Yeah.
Is that enough, do you think?
I mean, DJ Moore doesn't exactly light my world on fire. I mean, I think you got some decent draft compensation there. You still have a top 10 pick, which I think is important. But I think the conversation around this, obviously, yeah, is that enough is point A. But point B, I think, so you're going with Justin Fields then. You're
Oh, there's no doubt they're going with Justin Fields. I think we have. I mean, haven't we known that for a good long while now?
I don't know. I don't think it's been. I don't know. Maybe I'm not well versed on what they're doing, but I don't think that was a guarantee. I think that there was a lot of conversation around, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, hearing a lot of talk about, is Justin somebody that can throw the football, or is this a guy that is only able to run? Like, is this, a guy who's just a bit better than a Zach Wilson, let's say, or like these rookie QBs that come into the league and can't throw? Like I heard a lot of that conversation. And I've heard, like, my opinion on Justin Fields is the guy's got a dog crap offensive line, and that's the reason he's running for his life constantly. Now, there's always going to be that counterpoint of, hey, well, if you'd have gotten rid of the ball a little quicker, maybe you wouldn't be on the run. And I don't even disagree with that. But if you put yourself in his shoes, if you know that the pressure's coming because your line sucks, you're probably going to be a little more apt to run than some other guys who maybe have a beefy offensive line. You know what I mean? So, like, that's kind of where I struggled with this whole conversation. But yeah, I don't disagree. Like, this compensation package they got, is just okay. I feel like it's not like an A+.
Again, the Chicago Bears trade the number 1 pick, according to Adam Schefter at ESPN. The Chicago Bears are trading the number 1 pick in the coming draft to Carolina for the number 9 pick, the number 61 pick, a first rounder next year in 24, a second rounder in 25, and wide receiver DJ Moore. This does not feel like enough to me. I don't know. You guys. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't feel like they got enough right now.
What would you have liked them to see? Yeah.
I would have liked another pick in 2023. I would have liked them, because what did you really add value-wise? What did you add value-wise here? The Bears have turned, this is an Adam Schefter tweet, the Bears have turned their number 1 overall pick into 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and DJ Moore. Carolina gets the quarterback of its choice for the future. I don't love this trade for the Bears. That's true that you've turned it into 2 first-round picks, but they're not like first-round picks right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't understand this. Maybe I'm overvaluing the number 1 overall pick, but you're Carolina. You need a quarterback, and you're clearly desperate.
Yeah.
I would guess you're going to take C.J. Stroud, but you're desperate to get C.J. Stroud. You only had to give up one pick next year. You only this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This does not make a lot of sense to me. The number 9 and the number 61.
Yeah, number 61's a little rough.
Like, are we being serious? And like the number that this, I don't love this.
Yeah.
I don't love this at all, because when I look at this draft, I think that it is, I don't love this, dude. I mean, and the other thing that this does, and I'm telling you, here's what you should be scared about. If you're a Carolina Panther fan, are they really going to draft Anthony Richardson? Boy, that would be a kick in the balls.
Yeah,
if
he put on a show, He put on a show.
He did, but are you telling me you're trading up to the number 1 spot to get Anthony Richardson? I can't believe that. I have to believe they're on C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I don't know how you wouldn't be.
Number 1 overall for Anthony Richardson seems a bit high to me. I would agree.
I think the guy and here's the other problem now. And I know that Jalen Carter, let's take Jalen Carter from Georgia off the board because of the whole traffic accident fatality thing and the cops and the lying and allegedly. This does not, in my opinion, give you access to Will Anderson. At number 9, you probably are not going to get one of the best defensive players out there. You're probably looking at, is Nolan Smith there?
What would you do if they took Jalen Carter?
I would be pissed. I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan. I am from Chicago. I think if you're the Chicago Bears, you better be in position to get Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
Your ass had better be in position to get Nolan Smith. And again, you traded the number 1 pick. Man.
Yeah.
Multiple first rounders, I get it, but you moved from 1 to 9. That's what matters. That's the balls of this deal in this trade. You moved from number 1 to number 9 because I don't give a damn about the 61st pick. If we're being totally honest, that pick it's important. It's not valuable.
Yeah.
You needed 2 first-round picks here in this draft, and they didn't have. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, dude.
I don't know, man.
I think you go from number 1 overall to 9th and 61st. I mean,
DJ Moore. Listen, DJ Moore is a hell of a player, but what DJ Moore is not is Will Anderson from Alabama. He is a great player, DJ Moore, but he is not Will Anderson from. He's not Will Anderson from Alabama. That much I can tell you right now.
In 63 receptions,
which is good in Carolina with no QBs. No QBs, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you now, as a Bears fan, I do not love this deal.
Yeah.
I do not love this deal at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand why you don't like it. I think that
I don't hate. How do I say this without sounding like a jackass? It's not a terrible deal. I wanted more for the. How many times do you have the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Hopefully never, right? But hopefully never.
But we've seen what teams do. Teams mess up the number 1 overall pick all the time, right? I.e. the Cardinals, right? We all remember that when they traded Josh Rosen and then traded up to get Kyler, and we know how easy it is to mess this up. This isn't new, So look at that, right? Compensation update per sources, trading the number 1 overall pick, 9th and the 9th isn't even what I struggle with. 61 is what I struggle with. I'd have loved to seen 9th and 21st, 9th and in the 20s. Okay, we're good. Totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. But 61st, dude, so a first and a second? Come on.
Yeah, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. You knew the Bears were not picking number 1. Why would they? Why would they? You have your quarterback in Justin Fields for the next 2 years probably. They have so many needs. That's why I say, hey, look, you look at a big team like the Bears, 61-9. Okay, that's not bad. You add that to the pile of picks that they own. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but it's not a knockout shot. It's not a number 1 where you get the 9th and the 30th or the 20 something. It's the 9th pick. Let's hope you end up on Nolan Smith now. Let's hope you end up on Nolan Smith, because I just don't know. I don't think you can draft Jalen Carter, and you're not going to have – Will Anderson's not going to be there.
As a Bears fan, I can confidently say there's a reason they're not a good team, dude.
Well, there you go. Hey, Cam Harrison, how the heck are you, buddy? Army to the Pack. Yeah,
Whoever came up with that shit need to be fired.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Good to see you, dude. Greg Mann says, lifelong Sooner, and my first time check out your show live. Quick question. I'm hearing that Utah does not want to play BYU. Nah, I don't think that's a factor in joining the Big 12.
Yeah.
I don't. A want to play BYU, I think we all needed a small break. But I don't think there's any doubt that the majority of people in this great state of Utah would like to see BYU and Utah play every week.
Yeah.
Or every year, excuse me.
If you're any conference, specifically the Big 12 and Brett Yormark, you want the Holy War.
Yeah, I think you do want the Holy War. Let's see. Zesty gives us $2 to say, when do we actually get movement? When do we get actual movement? I think after the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
I think that's the earliest bit that we could see movement.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't see us getting. No, it'll be the first week of April at the earliest. Yeah, 3 weeks. I don't see it happening any sooner than that. Thanks for the $2. Appreciate it. John Famlor says an equal revenue for Utah should be a hard red line. No, just no. I agree. Absolutely. Nathan Sharp. Jason, we need the water.
The water.
We need the water. CKS, 2 schools blatantly say they are leaving ASAP, and 2 others not saying anything yet. One known to be forcing Big Ten to take Cal. Harlan needs to tell us why we are staying.
But it's not up to him. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not up to him. I would absolutely agree with that. It's not up to him on any way, shape, or form. Please make sure right now you hit the like button. All 391 of you watching the show, that would be amazing. The Monty Ghost. Can you please get me a ticket to the Big 5-0 tonight? No, dude. Bro, you can float on up there if you want, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, don't take your ass up the elevator. You're a ghost.
You're a ghost. You don't
around,
need a ticket.
Dude.
You don't need a ticket.
I don't want to see the number 4 level light turn on randomly when no one's in the elevator. Come on.
Exactly right. That's amazing. Devin Pohl, a member of the program, says, good afternoon. Happy Friday, Hacks. Good to see y'all. Good to see you too, Devin. Glad you're here. K-Do, there's a bigger chance of Oregon and Washington coming to the Big 12 versus KU going to the Pac. Yeah, KU's not going to the Pac.
KU ain't going to the Pac, dude.
KU is not going to the Pac at all. Zach Hendrickson says, wait, Mark Harlan isn't that the guy that plays Agent Gibbs on NCIS? That's who he did there.
Dude.
That's Mark Harmon. Excuse me. It's Mark Harmon. Bob Holsey says, I thought there was punishment for imposters. Handled.
Yeah, it's handled, bro. It's handled.
McKay Boyle says, Utah to the Conference USA. Come on now. Oh, shit. Come on now. Tanner Plummer, what's up, my guy? Do you guys remember last year when I got canceled? We still don't know who did it. Personally, I think it was James Knight. I do remember that. Somebody reported
and I got
Tanner
canceled.
Plummer. I don't remember why. I don't.
You got canceled, bro.
He did, though. And it was pretty epic.
And then he made his triumphant return.
It was Tanner. And this is why I always tell Tanner, I flipping love you, dude. You are at the center of everything on this show. Super soaking. Draper,
everybody is outraged.
Right? Draper Cougars getting canceled. The Tangerine Twitter machine controversy, down in Kansas. Do you think Wazoo and Oregon State are fishing for Big 12 invites?
I don't know that I would say they're fishing. I think they're along for the ride. I think that they understand, that they don't have a lot of power.
I think they understand they don't have leverage.
Yeah,
that which sucks and is good and is bad and. I think that's just the reality of who you are as a smaller market team. I just think that is what it is. No, you guys, no, you're not.
Dude, there's less than 3 hours till this thing starts and we're getting people, hey, guys, I just RSVP'd. Can I get my tickets?
I know it's last minute.
Oh.
But can I get 6 for tonight?
What?
No, you
Whoa,
can't.
Whoa.
No, you cannot.
So wait, let me get this right. So let me get this right. So you preface it by saying, hey man, I know it's last minute. Can I get 6 tickets? Dude, just because you know it's last minute doesn't mean you get to ask for 6, my man.
Yeah, come on.
We've only been saying RSVP for a month at this point.
Dude, we were saying no to people asking for 4 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because we have been packed. Talking Utah to the Big 12 and the breaking news that the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
That the Chicago Bears. Jake, what do you think? That the Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 overall pick. According to Adam Schefter at ESPN, the Bears trade the number 1 overall pick to Carolina for pick 961. Pick 61, a first rounder in 2024, and a second rounder in 2025. So the Chicago Bears no longer own the number 1 pick in the draft. I think it is. I think it's a good deal. It's not a great deal.
Yeah, it's like a B+. It's not like an A+. It's not a home run. It's all right.
It's okay. I agree. I think that's exactly what it is. It's okay.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on Big 12, Pac-12 are absolutely welcome on the show. Scammer trolling. Monty, please ban Brent Burnett for commenting off topic. We moved on to NFL talk. No more college stuff. How dare you?
Wait, hold on. Dude, scammer trolling. You could have just taken the Mark Harlan route. You didn't have to say all that. You could have just said, give me a break. Right? You could have just said, chill out. Give me a break. Come on, man. Could have said that, but you didn't.
Yeah, I think it is, I think without question, just my opinion.
Yeah.
Without question, we can do multiple topics on this show.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Provo Cougar fan, a member of the show. If 8 teams in the ACC can find landing spots in the Big SEC and Big 12, then they might have the votes to make it possible to jump without any penalties.
I think we're just getting ahead of it.
Yeah.
Dude. I don't think that.
I don't think so.
The ACC, it's not time for the ACC yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't. Tanner Plummer, so who do you guys think the Bears take at 9? I mean, it better be Nolan Smith, right? Doesn't it have to be Nolan Smith?
I think so.
It has to be. I mean, it
better
has
not
to be.
Jalen Carter.
Yeah, it has to be. Jayhawk Scott, there is a reason why the Bears were drafting first overall. Thank you.
So wait. But you let him slide
hurtful.
here. There is a reason why the Bears were drafting first overall for a reason. So are they worse at football or are you worse at grammar?
Wow. Good Lord, dude.
Stay hard.
Man.
I'm just saying, if you're going to go in on a team, you got to get it right, dude.
Crazy.
If you're going to go in.
Talking with Raphael. Monty, you should apply for the Bears GM job. Yeah, can't get any worse, man. Karen Brodkin. Don't forget we have a meeting tomorrow with David Smoke, John Kurz, and Mark Rogers.
Not sure what that's.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
No idea what that means. Patrick Bourne, on second thought, perhaps the Big 12 should not have asked BYU to try and bring the Utes on board. Well, no, I don't think that's the issue, you guys. I'm telling you, I don't believe that BYU is the issue. It's academics, in my opinion. It is affluency. It is perception versus reality. I think, and the story here that Patrick Bourne is talking about is that we were told by sources, last week or something, that BYU and Tom Homo were working back channel to help facilitate conversations, to help understandings, to help pave the way for Utah to join the Big 12, if they so chose, right? And if the Big 12 so chose and if Utah wanted to join. I don't think the relationship between Utah and BYU is fractured. I don't. We make too much in the grand scheme of things. We make far too much out of what it means on the football field versus what it means in real life. We make far too much out of it. There's just no doubt about that. So I don't believe that, Utah's like, oh, no, we can't be seen with those.
Never.
Those blue Kool-Aid drinking fools. Like, I just don't believe that that's the situation in my mind anyway, right? Like, I'm not buying that. I
Yeah.
think President Randall at Utah is a guy that I think fully understands who he is and where he is and what the real factors and what the real important things are.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that they are. I don't believe the real important factors are, well, you know what? We poured beer on Max Hall's mom. We better not go to the Big 12.
Right.
I just don't buy that that's the issue
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. I've talked to too many people, and again, I'll just keep saying it. I don't believe there's a single member in the Pac-12 of the 10 left who are like, oh, man, I can't wait to get out of here.
No.
Oh, man, if the Big 12 would just pick a – why doesn't BY answer the phone?
No, they're saying, hey, we got to make this deal as good as possible because this is a ridiculous situation.
What they're saying is, how many showers a day do I have to take to feel good about myself going to the Big 12? Me. I honestly think that people in the Pac-12 look at the Big 12 and they're like, damn, dog.
Yeah.
Master's degree. Why? If we want a master's, why are we going to junior college?
Yeah.
I think that's how the people view it. They're like, have you the Big 12 for football? What do you mean basketball? Have you seen their test scores? That to me is the conversation that's happening in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Like they're worried about the perception of not being on the same graphic with Stanford and Cal.
Fucking A.
And again, they look more at their bottom line of research dollars than they do athletic dollars. I really don't think that Utah cares one iota about what's going on with research money and grant money, and I just don't think they care.
Yeah, that's a problem, dude.
I think they care, or excuse me, with athletic money. I think they care about grants, donors, research money, research grants, gifts. That's what they care about.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people understand that for a lot of schools in this country, it's $1 billion annual thing, research.
Right.
It's hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
This ain't like $1 million a year. We're talking about 5, 6, 8, 9, $1 billion, man. I guess a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And the only thing bigger than that is football at 50, 10 of the hour, every hour on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Big 5-0 birthday bash now in 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Who's ready for a party, baby? Who's ready for a party? I'm ready for a party.
Yeah.
Damn it. Let's do this thing. Football 50 presented by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. What's the biggest story in football right now? This Bears trade feels like a huge story. Did the Chicago Bears get it right? The Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft to the Carolina Panthers. They go from number 1 to number 9. They also pick up pick 61, a first-round pick in 24, a second in 25, and wide receiver DJ Moore, who instantly becomes the best offensive weapon in Chicago. Jake, did the Bears get this right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you got it right if you leverage these picks and you make something of them. But I really struggle. Like, the Bears are the Bears for a reason. And I'm not going to run from that as a Bears fan. There's a reason you're not good. There's a reason you've been, top of the draft or up there near the top, for 2 years now or whatever it's been. So, like, for me, yeah, I mean, it's a decent deal, but I don't think this is like some grade A, you did amazing and got a haul or maybe got, like there was no Danny Aingeing in this deal, right?
Danny Ainge.
Yeah, nobody got fleeced. Nobody got anged. Like, this is just a very straightforward, okay, we wanted to move down. We're good to go. So, did they get it right? I mean, yeah, I guess for the most part, but I would have liked to see just a touch more.
I think this was the inevitable. I don't know that this is, we won't know if it's right or wrong until we figure out who they're going to pick at number 9.
Yeah.
Because you clearly were never going to draft a quarterback. The Bears were never keeping the number 1 pick. But if you're Carolina, and this is what I'm worried about as a Bears fan, and this is probably really myopic and stupid, and feel free to tell me that. I'm worried that C.J. Stroud's going to be a better quarterback than Justin Fields. That's what I'm worried about. And I think as a diehard Chicago Bear fan, we have never had the best quarterback in the league. We have never had a Hall of Famer at quarterback. In my lifetime, I don't know. I would guess Jay Cutler's the best quarterback I've ever seen in a Bear uniform.
Right.
That's really disgusting. And I mean, Jimmy Mack won a Super Bowl, but Jim McMahon was not all pro. He was never the best quarterback in the NFL.
He's no Maserati Mitch, but he'll do.
But how many busts have there been?
He's no Rex Grossman.
Mike Tomczak, Steve Fuller.
Yeah.
Like, what are we even talking about? That's the problem here, is that I don't know exactly. I am not a guy that believes Justin Fields is a franchise guy. I'm not a guy that believes that Justin Fields is a guy who wants to stand in the pocket and be the best passer in the NFL.
Right.
He's not. Is he even better than Lamar Jackson? I don't know. I've seen flashes of it already from Justin Fields. But the development, and he's gotten a lot better, but the development curve, now you got to light the fuse up his ass and have him explode off the ground.
Yes.
It's time to go now. It's time to go. Kevin Warren's your president now, and we've got all this great momentum, and you just traded the number 1 pick. You better not miss it, number 9.
Yeah.
And Nolan Smith better be the guy. He better, now I'm on Nolan Smith. I'm no longer on Jalen Carter.
Well, you shouldn't be.
But, Arlington Bear says Rex Grossman was an okay QB. No, I'm not doing it. Arlington Bears, who's the best Chicago Bears quarterback you've seen in your life? Because Arlington Bears and I,
Careful, you're going to date yourself here.
we've seen quite a bit of Chicago Bears football. No. Main event, Brian Greasy? Stop it. No. Brent Burnett says the Fridge and McMahon were the days. They were. And Walter Payton is my lifetime hero. I love the guy. But, man, I'm telling you.
He's no Kyle Orton, but he'll do.
Kyle, that's exactly right. Kyle Orton, who looks like he lives in a trailer and he cooks meth.
He's no Matt Barkley in 2016, but he'll do.
Stop. Don't start with this. Don't. Please do not go through a list of Bears quarterbacks, you jerk.
He's no Chase Daniels, but he'll do.
Chase is a career backup. No Mike Maples. Stop it. He's not Eric Kramer. He's not Eric. See, this is what it's Jordan Royal. Why? Why, Jordan? Why would you bring up the Red Rocket? Firecrotch was never a Bears starting quarterback. He just happened to start for the Bears.
He's no Craig Krenzel, but he'll do.
Craig Krenzel.
He's no Cordell Stewart.
Oh, God. Do you guys remember Cordell Stewart? Oh, jeez. Oh, God, the neck beard. Kyle Orton was okay.
Dude.
Oh, my God. Come on. Brandon Unruh says, well, Monty, thank your Bears for passing on Patrick Mahomes and allowing the Chiefs to draft him. How about Trubisky? Thanks for that. He's no Mitch Trubisky, but he won't do.
Right.
God, Mitch Trubisky. Delaric says, look at it this way. DJ Moore, where would he go in this? Well, DJ Moore's a hell of a wide receiver. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
Lopes fan Gabe, stop it. Now he's bringing up Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
At least sign Robbie Gould. At least sign Robbie Gould, and let's at least,
He's no Cody Parkey, but he'll do.
He's no Cody Parkey, but the double doink. And here's the one I've been waiting for. Bob Avellini.
Right.
Thank you, Chris Karn. See, I knew I could count on you. He's no Mike Tomczak, but he'll do.
He's no Sid Luckman.
Bobby Douglas. Josh McCown. Do you guys see, as a Bears fan, what I am reduced? I should be on the floor, balled up, crying in the fetal position, but my boiler's too big. I want to cry on the floor right now.
He's no Chad Hutchinson, but
Stop.
he'll do.
He had huge teeth. Stop it. Horse face. Oh, my God. Jim Druckenmiller. How the F do we not get a Harbaugh reference? Oh, my God.
Oh, man, dude. That's bad. That's rough, bro.
Oh, my God. There you go.
Yeah, that's rough, dude.
There you go. And, of course, you know that Football 50, 10 to the hour, every hour on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Football 50-10 of the hour every hour on the Monty Show is presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you download the mobile app and get the marinara meatballs.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do meatballs and marinara.
Papa Murphy's does meatballs?
Oh, I think you mean I do the meatballs and marinara?
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Well, we do it with savory ground beef
Covered in tangy marinara. That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
And don't forget the meatballs.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's, get the mobile app, as I text badly while driving.
What's happening?
Well, they're delivering the mini golf course right now.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
It's
I'm
turning
trying to get the lay of the land. Mrs. Monty is here coordinating all of this.
Yes.
She looks lovely today. Jake, as usual, looks like crap, but it's
I know, I
fine.
look terrible.
The big 5-0 birthday bash is coming together, you guys. Like, it's going to be amazing.
Answer the phone.
Okay, let's
Do
see.
it. Let's do it.
Let's see. Hey, Brandon. Good, you're live on my radio or on my YouTube show right now, so this is amazing. I sent you a text.
So this is what happens when you're doing a show
You should
while
call Mrs. Monty.
you're
and
doing
she'll
a
take care
show
of you.
while trying to get a mobile golf course
Thanks,
put
buddy.
up in
See
the
ya.
room that you guys are going to come to tonight.
And Brandon's a really good dude.
What did he say?
I got to tell you, he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," which is fine, And you guys that are, yeah, exactly. You guys coming tonight, you're going to see Par's Mobile Mini Golf,
Yeah.
in all of its splendor.
It's going to be awesome. Seriously, it's going to be awesome.
Brandon Davis, the owner at Par's Mobile Mini Golf. Mm-hmm. The thing is unbelievable, and if you've never rented it, you should absolutely look at it. And I just want to say real quick here at 4:00 on the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
We will end 1 hour early tonight to accommodate our friends at the Big 5-0 Birthday Bash. But everybody here at Maverick Center, from Lizzie and Catering to Brian Pruch, the Chief Marketing Officer, Jared Youngman, who's helped me with all these tickets, like everybody here at Maverick Center has been unbelievable making this happen. Allison at Harmon's, who made the cake. It looks amazing. Just all these people, the former head coach of the Utah Grizzlies, Tim Branham, and his significant other, Julie Johnson, own a company that rents light boxes for letters and stuff. So I worked with them on that. Like, just all of these people.
My boy Tom at RC Willie getting you all
Tom
TV.
at RC Willie and Draper giving away a 50-inch TV. Darren up
Darren.
at Canyons Golf, we're giving away a couple of foursomes and a season pass at Canyons Golf. Like, I want you guys to understand the effort that it took to get all of these people to come together. You guys, I can't even describe to you the level of amazing that it has taken to get this event to happen.
Thank you to Brant. Thank you to Max.
Yeah.
Thank you to Bucked Up Energy for getting Lapini Katoa to come to our event.
Yeah, how about that? So we invited Max Tooley and obviously Brant Keithy. They're coming. They're here. Like, they're excited to be
coming.
here. I get an email yesterday from Bucked Up, and they're like, okay, we're ready. By the way, here's our event planner, Lopini Katoa.
Hey, guys.
Who will be representing us tonight or tomorrow night at your party.
Keep it real.
Let's go.
Just Pini Katoa.
Let's go.
Are you kidding me? Look at that. Chris Karn gifting 5
Let's
memberships.
go. I don't want to hear any excuses. I should see all green names. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's a team effort here. Come on.
Tanner T. Hey, Tanner T.
Boom.
Chris Karn hooked Tanner T up with a membership.
While drinking is Bucked Up.
Let's go. That's right. By the way, look at Chris Karn. See, this is what makes the world go round, you guys.
Seriously, this is a great example.
This is what makes the world go round. And it's guys like Chris Karn. It's guys like Chris, who have been a longtime listener of this show.
First member ever.
And then he tweets
God,
a
who is
picture
that
at me.
douche on the screen? Jesus.
Is that Luca? That's such a punchable face.
Yeah, wow.
Anyway, the point is, Chris Karn tweets
You're
a
a
picture
douche.
at us of him drinking Bucked Up Energy.
Bomb.
While watching the show. That's incredible, you guys.
Is that a blood Raz he's drinking?
I believe it is.
Okay.
And I would tell you, hey, I'm a Bucked Up Miami.
Yeah.
Make it happen. But anyway, the point is, all of these people that have worked hard to bring this thing together, dude, we're going to have a great time tonight. The food, it's all Mexican. We're going to have enchiladas, a taco spread. We're going to have this awesome cake. We're going to have churros. It's going to be amazing. This mini golf course, PXG, is going to be here tonight with putters.
Yes.
Like, dude, it's going to be off the charts.
Yes.
It is absolutely going to be off the charts. Hook it up. Vernon Sheldon, Witter, did you get a membership from
Water.
Chris Water? Michael Tamez.
Let's go.
Tamez.
Welcome aboard, sir.
Vernon Sheldon Witter. Let's go.
Welcome aboard.
Christopher Bynum. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Welcome to the membership. Guys, we have multiple tiers of membership on this show.
Yes.
We did this because so many people said, hey, man, I just can't afford the $10 a month.
Yeah.
So you can join for $1.99, get into the club. We'll shout you out every time you comment. And then if you want to get into our exclusive only members Instagram chat where we put all of our behind the scenes stuff, all of our sourcing, everything goes in there first. That's $10 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But being a $2 member on this show gets you into our community. It gets you shouted out. Hook it up. There's the link. Appreciate you, Chris Karn, for handing out memberships.
Yes.
Tanner says, what time does the Grizz game start? The only reason I'm coming, LOL. Oh, okay. We'll remember that.
Fuck you. How's that?
Yeah, we'll remember that when we're giving out door prizes. Bob Holsey says, thanks, AB. Okay, you're welcome. Karen Brodkin. Brett Yormark orders tacos at the next strategy session. He may well.
Want to explain that?
Yeah, he may well. He may well. Tanner T says, Eager V also gets the sweet emoji. I love it. Hey, Bigfoot Hunter.
Yeah. Let's go. Nice name, by the way. Love that.
I love Bigfoot Hunter. Welcome to the program. Jeff Watson. There was an article last fall that the Pac and ESPN were hundreds of millions of dollars apart. This was when George Kliavkoff was saying 40 million, as low as 18 in only one game. ESPN After Dark not on stream since September. Well, what you're talking about is what we, I think, talked about in December or November. We were told by sources at ESPN that ESPN and the Pac-12 had broken down, their communication had broken down.
Yeah.
And that there was a vast ocean between the two.
Right.
And that ESPN, because rewind, let's go back to the beginning of this.
Let's wind the clock.
ESPN, let's wind the clocks back. ESPN and Fox encouraged the Big 12 to come to market early and almost immediately had a deal in place with them, right? Almost immediately. They go back to the Pac-12 at that point and say, hey, let's talk about merging the Big 12 and the Pac-12. And the Pac-12 said, no, we're not doing that. We're on our own. We want to get our own deal. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, great. So then now here you go, and George Kliavkoff is telling his people, because remember what Bill Riley at ESPN was saying. Oh, hey, we're going to get $50 million a year.
Dilly.
I'm hearing we're going to get $50 million a year. That never happened. They were never getting $50 million a year. So why have we not gotten a deal? Because George has slowly gotten knocked down a peg every time.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, as we told you first and exclusively here on the Monty Show, Fox wanted nothing to do with Tier 1 rights. Then we told you, hey, it's really ESPN and Amazon. Those are the only two suitors.
That's right, Teague.
Then this Apple story broke nationally, and we told you, well, hey, we don't feel like, we're hearing that Apple's not really a major player here. It's Amazon and it's ESPN. And by the way, people really high up the food chain in the TV industry are telling us that they're at $25 million. And I think this was in October or November. They're at $25 million a year.
Yeah.
They want a 7-year deal. And at that point, Amazon, I think, was open to carrying a volume of games. Like they were open to carrying 3 games a week and having a Pac-12 Saturday package in the Amazon Prime Sports app. So it would have been all stream.
Yeah.
ESPN said, okay, cool. Hey, go for it. Like we told you at that time on this show, exclusively, ESPN does not view Amazon as a competitor. And they are, in fact, trying to figure out how they can work together.
Yeah, which I think was brilliant, by the way.
So just take that for what it is. Okay, so now ESPN has said, okay, sources say that ESPN and Fox nudged the Big 12 to come out early, strike one on the Pac-12. Deal done, just like that.
Yeah.
Exclusive negotiating period comes and goes. Nothing. Strike two. And then ESPN and Fox strongly encourage the Big 12 and the Pac-12 to merge. Pac-12 says no. Strike three.
Yeah.
Because now, what is the conference left with? The Pac-12. Well, their main competitor, the Big 12, as far as scope and size, has a TV deal secured. You don't have a TV deal. You don't have anyone who wants your tier one rights. But you go to Amazon, and all of a sudden, Amazon's like, yeah, well, you know what? We would take 3 games a week. ESPN will take 1 game a week. It'll be Pac-12 after dark. Okay, great. Problem is, George Kliavkoff doesn't have the balls to get the deal done.
That's out of the window.
Because it's only $25 million, and 8 at that time, I think in October, it was 7 or 8 out of the 10 remaining schools did not want to be on stream at all. They wanted all their games on normal television, cable or television. So Amazon was like, all right, shit or get off the pot, dude.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's Thanksgiving. Oh, we're going to have this done by Christmas. Yeah. Okay. Well, see, some things have changed at Amazon, and our focus has really changed. We'll take a game a week on Friday nights. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, ESPN, you guys, okay, you know what, ESPN, here's the 3 games that we want to give you every week. You guys will be our tier 1. Yeah, at this point, we're really at a place where we're willing to put $10 million a year into this, and we'll take a game or 2 a week. Because, see, we've got the Big 12 and the SEC, and we've got Major League Baseball, and we've got the NFL.
And hockey.
And we've got the NHL. So
and the NBA.
We don't necessarily need all of this.
This is a code 10 abort.
Uh-oh. Because, by the way, did anybody notice what's on ESPN and ABC on Saturday nights now? Lil Hoop. What's on Sundays? Lil Hoop. Like, they have tons of programming. They don't need it. So now ESPN in November tells the Pac-12, we're not in this for tier 1 rights, dude. We'll take your best game every week for $10 million. For $10 million for 5 years, we'll give you your $50 million. Everything will be great. That's it.
Great for who, bro?
That's it. So now you're in this lurch where, okay, now we're trying to parse together this TV deal, which is where I think they went to. I truly believe, and I know that Brian Lawler was on this show this week from Ion Script Sports, and he totally deadpanned it and said no.
Yeah.
I think they went to Ion and Script Sports and said, hey, we need a home. And Script Sports said, we're not interested. That's not our business model. Because it's garbage. Like, I truly don't believe that the Pac-12 has a tier 1 partner. Right now, today, I am told the deal is game of the week on Amazon, a game or 2. You are not guaranteed 2 games.
Yeah.
A game or 2. Your maximum best case scenario is 3 games a week on some distribution platform. That's why, like, this new production facility that's being built in San Ramon, California for the Pac-12, I think there's a real good chance they're going to stream 2 football games a week on their platform, on Pac-12 website.
Yeah,
on Pac-12 platform.
I don't think it helps that Brett Yormark is sitting on a dais yesterday talking about how they're going to be the only conference in 2025 to be partnered with ESPN and Fox, and that they have they're dominating Kansas City and they intentionally weren't in Las Vegas, and they're doing all this amazing stuff, and it just doesn't help.
I'm telling you, man, this is not good for the Pac-12.
But you see this story that my guy here has just told. You see the picture that's been painted. Right, how it's progressed into a scenario and a situation and really a position where the Pac-12 is like, yeah, well, don't have a lot more options here. Like, with all due respect to Apple TV, that's not really going to get it done. For all those people who tried to beat us over the head with a stick that, the MLS package was going to be very similar to what Apple and Pac-12 are doing.
Yes.
Which is complete crap and not going to happen. Like, that's why I say, like, well, we can sit here and we can vacillate and speculate and go over this thing a million times, but the reality of the situation is Mark Harlan tweeting what he did doesn't help, right?
No.
Like Brett Yormark being on a dais yesterday, feeling real successful, feeling real nice, feeling real positive, doesn't help. It's not good. Like, I just can't believe that this guy would say, give me a break to Dennis Dodd. Like, okay, what does that mean, Mark? Like, I don't know you. I kind of like, for me, like, I kind of half respect what you're doing because I don't really feel like you're doing a whole hell of a lot publicly right now. Outside of this, like, there's not real positivity. And I've always maintained, I think George Kliavkoff, it's too late in the game now. There's no unwinding the watch, right? But if at Thanksgiving or Christmas, you'd have been like, hey, yeah, like right now, I'm going to be honest with everybody. We're really struggling to get something done right now. We're working hard on talks with Amazon and ESPN.
But wait. You know what I think the real death knell for George Kliavkoff was? I think he tried to torpedo UCLA.
Yeah.
And I think that he hoped and prayed and put everything he had into screwing UCLA, in my opinion. And all of the research and all of the, hey, our numbers say it's terrible for the student athlete.
Like, for instance,
nobody we've talked to. He sat up in a press conference, I think it was a Pac-12 basketball media day, and said not a single UCLA or USC fan we've talked to wants to be in the Big Ten.
Bro, what are you talking about,
so
man?
When he said that, he couldn't back it up. And then actual research was done, and it's like 90% of people polled want UCLA and USC in the Big Ten. It's just not. It is a bad look. Strange Clouds gives us a $5 tip to say, with all the other sports news going on in the world, how is it possible to spend 3 hours a day talking Pac-12, Big 12, day after day? No NBA, no NFL, no MLS. Well, I can tell you, we've talked a ton of NBA on this show. We've talked today a ton of NFL on the show. The Bears traded their pick. We talked all about that. Like, I understand you probably just rolled in here, and we do appreciate the $5 tip, but that's just not the case. And, oh, by the way, I would remind you that our job is to talk about the things that matter most to our constituency, to the people who watch this show. And I would tell you, based on the numbers, our average view duration is like 32 minutes right now. And what have we been talking about for the entire week? Big 12, Pac-12. Our numbers are significantly higher right now on Big 12, Pac-12. Everybody is telling us, hey, what are you guys talking about? Hey, what do you know about this? Hey. I've got 10 interview requests to go on different shows and talk about Big 12, Pac-12.
Legit.
This, by far, is the number one story in our viewership. And our viewership is, we're huge in Utah, we're huge in Arizona, we're huge in Los Angeles, not as big in the Bay Area, right? Idaho, huge for us. Las Vegas, huge for us.
Texas is growing.
Texas is huge for, like, we are in Big 12, Pac-12 country. Now, I don't know how you explain, we have a ton of viewership in places like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York City is massive for us.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, overwhelmingly, people want to talk Big 12, Pac-12.
Hey, and by the way, if you want to talk about John Morant, we've got an upload on that, right? Like, we've got uploads on other topics. I mean, it's look, if I understand, like, Strange Clouds, I'll even level with you, bro. I'm not some college football fanatic, right? Like, honestly, I'm a baseball guy. I'm a basketball guy. Always have been, probably always will be. But the fact of the matter is, this situation is rarely ever seen in sports, and it's what everyone wants to talk about. And I actually enjoy talking about it. I think it's fascinating that the Pac-12 hired somebody like George Kliavkoff, a nobody, and go back and look. He said it himself in his introductory press conference. I was below the radar, and I know that, and I think there was a good reason they hired me because of that. So this is someone who self-proclaimed that he was a nobody. You hired this guy, and now you're surprised you're here. That's incredible. I mean, this is literally the stuff of Netflix right here, right? Like, and I don't even feel like that's an exaggeration. Like, that's how deep we're in this thing.
Yeah, I think it is. We're talking about what people want to talk about. And
by the way, what do you want to talk about? And I don't want to just get NBA. Like, I love that, and I'm not trying to be a red ass on this, but we get this on a somewhat consistent basis. Not weekly, probably a couple times a month. Oh, well, you guys don't talk enough NBA. What NBA do you want to talk? Like, get more specific.
How many more hours can we put into Kevin Durant? Now he's hurt again.
What else should we say about Ja? What do you want us to say about the Lakers?
Yeah, geez, we talked a ton of Ja Morant this week. We talked a lot of Lakers this week.
We've got 3 video clips from Aaron Rodgers today that we can talk about. We talked about, like, we're talking about stuff, man.
Yeah. And I appreciate you giving us the feedback. I really do. Dan Johnson says Mark Harlan is not the Arizona AD. Who said he was the Arizona AD? He's the athletic director at Utah. Did I misspeak and say that?
No, you didn't say that.
I don't think I said that. JC says, no offense, but who is big in the Bay Area? Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. Nathan Connect says, is Harlan a double agent? Is he really serious about letting the lifeboat go bye-bye? Apparently.
Well, yeah, apparently.
Apparently he is. Absolutely he is. Buffalo in Florida. Great show, Josh Llewellyn says.
I appreciate you, bro.
Florida, God bless you. Florida, we have a ton of people that listen in Florida.
Look,
Brent Burnett, yes, go ahead.
Sorry, I understand. Like, when people, Strange Clouds has been listening to this show for a while.
A long time.
Like a long time.
A long time.
Probably 2 years now, I would say. That's just off the top of my head memory. But I get that it's frustrating, but yeah, the reality of the situation is, like, we don't put the show together every day and say, yeah, this is what we want to talk about. I don't want to talk about this for 3 hours every single day, and we don't. But the reality of the situation is it is relevant, and it is deep, and it is like there's a lot to it, man. And so I'm with you. I understand why that might be frustrating, but you got to understand this is more important right now today than NBA playoff picture. Right? This is more important than why the pitch clock is sucking the life out of Major League Baseball. Nobody seems to see that. Right? Like, this is more important than the World Baseball Classic. This is more important than Niagara versus Iona.
Yep. Look at that. McKenna Tech Dan gave 10 more memberships away.
Let's go.
On the show. Let's go. Dan, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you very much. Let's see. Bo Cron says, I'm a TCU fan in Texas and found this channel subscribed solely for Big 12, Pac-12 topic. That's what I'm saying.
Strange, I don't, like, last thing I'll say is Strange. I don't want you to feel like I'm going in on you, bro, because I'm really not. It's more just like, you got to understand that this is a business, dude.
Yep. Arlington Bear says, way too much NBA on this program for me.
Arlington, you're testing me now.
Program.
Tanner T. We can talk about USC's future and Lincoln Riley being rated as a better college football coach than Whittingham. That's BS. Well, and we talked about this yesterday as well.
We did.
Because I do think. Oh, did I?
No, it's right. Did you delete it?
Yeah, I'm a terrible person.
Damn.
Yeah, the idea. Yeah, Kyle Whittingham is ranked the 9th best coach in college football right now, well behind. I think Lincoln Riley's 6th.
See, for me, that right there is what Mark Harlan should be tweeting about.
Yeah, I agree. John says, I honestly have no idea whatsoever who is going to win the West in the NBA. It's completely wide open. Well,
who stays healthy, bro?
When does John Morant come back?
Never.
Did you guys, by the way, real quick on John Morant, did you guys hear this story about Ja in this high school situation?
Yeah.
And you know that all of our NBA talk here on the Monty Show is presented by our good friends at Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure that you get to Quick Quack Car Wash. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. And the thing I love about Quick Quack Car Wash is that it's quick. You're in and out of there in 5 minutes. And the people are great. No matter how long the line is, the people are smiling. You're in and out of there in 5 minutes. And the car wash is phenomenal. Like, I got a hand wash at my dealership the other day. Not nearly as good as the Quick Quack Car Wash. I'm not even joking. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I never have streaks on my car at Quick Quack. Never.
Because they care, dude. They care.
That's the bottom line. Get to Quick Quack Car Wash. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. But did you guys hear about this John Morant thing? His sister was being bullied at school.
Yeah.
So Ja and his crew, including his mother, rolled into the high school gym at his sister's high school.
Yeah.
and went after the girl that was bullying her. And it caused like this huge thing. By all accounts, Ja did not do anything here, but one of his guys went up to this girl and was threatening her.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
Yeah, I think what's tough, and this is something that Ja's got to get corrected, is that before you get to the league, you can basically do whatever you want. Like obviously Jalen Carter did what he did, and that got him in trouble. But short of that, you can roll in the gyms and talk a bunch of junk and be Mr. Tough Guy before you get to the league. You can do that.
Yes.
You can get away with that because nobody knows who you are. They know this name, but you're off at college. You're at, what was it, Murray State? I think you went to.
Yep.
A smaller college. Like, you're not in the national limelight. Like, now you're this emerging superstar in the league. You've got a Nike deal. You're getting paid. Like, you're all over the place. You're allegedly the new face of Powerade, which, by the way, anyone notice that that's been put to a stop? Or because I haven't seen it anywhere.
I haven't heard word one about it.
I haven't heard word one about it. And so the point is that the problem is everyone, when this news came out, was like, oh, Ja didn't do anything. Well, the problem is it's Ja's people doing something. So Ja did do something. That's the problem here.
Yep, absolutely. A couple of shout-outs for you. Kevin White.
Let me pull it back out here.
Is that Kevin White, the quarterback from West Virginia, who was also a quarterback of the Chicago Bears? Or was that a wide receiver? I don't know. Anyway, Kevin White.
Let's go.
Hope it's not you because you were a bust in the NFL, Kevin White. What's up, main events?
Yeah.
Both gifted memberships by McKenna Tech Dan. Love you. Appreciate that, Dan. Thank you so much. McKinley Cutler says, what do you think about what Fred Van Vliet said about the refs, even name dropped the poor Sep? Well,
wow.
Got fined 30 G's for that. That's a lot of cash. I was surprised he didn't get suspended.
Yeah, I think that was light. I think that the people who had the take on Twitter that Adam Silver is a players commissioner, I'm 100% agreeable on that. I think that he's cool with that.
That's correct. Pat White was the QB. Yeah, they both sucked. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Nathan Connect says, please, Gonzaga, please.
Oh, okay.
See?
So this is how you want to play.
Gonzaga.
No.
Gonzaga.
No.
Gonzaga.
Yes.
I like Gonzaga.
No.
Gonzaga.
Yes.
Gonzaga.
Yes.
Everybody is outraged.
So yesterday on the show, we played a drop from BY, Brett Yormark, who got Gonzaga'd.
Gonzaga.
He said Gonzaga.
I like Gonzaga. Gonzaga.
This guy
It's
who seems to be
Gonzaga.
popular, Dennis Dodd, ye of Mark Harlan's tweet.
What?
Yeah, Mark Harlan, retweets Dennis Dodd.
Wait. Do you hear the voice in your head reading this tweet?
Give me a damn break.
That's the voice I hear.
Jesus.
What voice in your head do you hear on this? Because I hear, give me a break. Oh, give me a break.
Jackass.
That's what I hear.
Child.
That's absolutely what I hear. There is no question about that.
Yeah.
That's the voice I hear in my head. So it's fine. Let's go Zogs. Stop. You guys, stop it.
Now you got to play it.
Gonzaga.
Stop it. No, I'm
like
not.
Gonzaga.
Stop. I am not
Gonzaga.
doing it. You're a jerk. I am not doing it. I won't do it.
Gonzaga.
Is there anything new on Gonzaga as a possible Big 12 candidate for basketball?
I like Gonzaga. Obviously, a great
Brett.
program.
Gonzaga.
It's Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga.
There's people in the Palouse laughing their asses off right now over this.
Gonzaga.
I hope you see what you've done.
Yeah.
Jacob?
Yes.
Vernon corrects you and says Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Exactly. Gumby, extra regular, Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
That's exactly what he said. Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
And Bill G says, who cares?
Gonzaga.
Well, the girl who graduated from Gonzaga, she that lit me up and told me I was either trolling her or just being a complete dick.
You're a douche.
Which is probably true on both counts. John Famlor says this: listening to the show is better than wondering if The power is about to go out. Just saw a flicker right now on the power. Dude, A, John, where are you? B, it is so windy in Utah today.
It's pretty crazy.
Are you guys at all worried about this weather?
Well, if you live in Lake Tahoe, you should be.
Dude, I'm not even trying to play.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not good. I mean, we need the snow,
dude.
Right? Like, obviously, Salt Lake, Lake Tahoe, like the western, part of the country really needs the weather.
Yeah.
But when you start thinking about, hey, like Lake Tahoe is working on 700 inches of snow, and Alta here in Utah's, has the chance. They haven't broken it, but they have the chance to break 800. I said 800 inches of snow. The question is not if there is going to be flooding and mudslides. The question simply is how many insurance policies are going to be filed.
Yeah, that's I don't even know what you say about it. But the wind tonight,
it's crazy.
It is. Like, we're having balloons delivered for our party. I'm a little worried about the balloon girl. I mean, are we going to get up? Isn't that the name of that movie where the old man floats away in his house?
It is, yeah.
Are we going to get upped
tonight? Please.
Apparently.
Okay. Vernon Sheldon Witter.
Witter.
Actually, in Italian. Where's the Italian?
Yeah. Why are you bringing up Italians, bro?
Actually, in Italian, it's Gonzaga. Oh, God.
See, why are you doing that, bro?
Gonzaga.
And I'm Italian.
Gonzaga.
I don't know. Travis Clement Smith says, go Bulldogs. Exactly right.
Gonzaga.
No Gagza. Main event.
No Gagza.
Oh, my God. Vorlon Angel 1811. Okay. Says the guys at CBS Sports are laughing their collective asses off at Utah AD. Yeah, because, dude, I got to think that's one of the most read Dennis Dodd articles in the history of CBSSports.com.
But, I mean, Buddy is making serious bread,
Man.
for his career on this story. And I'm not even razzing him. I think that's great. Like, again, my whole take on Mark Harlan is that Dennis Dodd has been really reliable and been really right in the heart of this thing. So the fact that you chose him to retweet is kind of crazy.
It is. Kelly Parks says, I'm in the Bay Area. Hey, Kelly Parks. Love
Gonzaga.
you. Appreciate that. Nathan says, y'all need to sell the Gonzaga button on your merch site. We do.
Yeah.
We need a shirt that says Gonzaga versus Gonzaga. Right? We need that shirt. We need that more. By the way, I would get here early if you're coming to the Big 5-0. I think we have, 75 shirts?
We have 75 shirts for about 120 people, so yeah.
Oh,
can I get more tickets? Yeah, sure.
Sure you can.
Jackass.
Don't ask for any more tickets, man. Laura Weiss says 65 degrees. Well, Laura, where are you?
Yeah, where are you?
You in Texas?
Yeah, Texas.
Christopher Chavez says Colorado fans have no interest in going back to the Big 12. Fans want Big 10 or Pac-10 teams. Sat through too many K-State games during November. Well,
I mean, look, I think
You're not
desire to
wrong.
go to the Big 12 is definitely not high. Although this isn't, again, and this is what we said, specifically, this has been something that I've kind of died on. Like, you're not having, like, this whole like, go to the Big 12 thing for these Pac-12 schools. This isn't a conversation of if you want to go or not.
it's not want.
Yeah, like, this is a conversation of, hey, like, my guy told the story here that's now become a 8-month story. Now you're in a position where you're not going to make any money, really. You're going to make 22 a year by all reports, and you're not really going to be widely distributed, which means eventually your recruiting is going to come to a stop. Eventually your advertising dollars are going to come to a stop, and you just don't have anywhere to go. And I'm tired of that being a controversial take. That is the situation. Deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So with that being the case, we're not having a conversation about if you want to go. You are definitely going to go somewhere at some point. It's just going to be a matter of how much of an ass kicking do you want to take until you decide it's time.
Jet Wayman says, how early can I show up?
Well, you're Jet, so I mean that, gives you a multi-pass.
Yeah, I mean, you can show up when you want to show up, I mean, that's up to you.
I mean, it's already 4:30. I mean, you're not.
Nathan Brown says Utah doesn't win the academic contest. Well,
but they don't lose it either, dude. I mean, they're a pretty high-ranking school.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know. The problem for Utah is I don't know. Whatever this Big 12 thing is, whatever any of this is, Utah doesn't get to write its own script. Utah doesn't get to do what it wants. That's the biggest issue. And I think that, for me anyways, I think the biggest problem is that when you're Utah, you kind of you don't get, what's the right way to say this? Like you don't get a say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't. So
you have to take power. Like in this situation, like this is one of those situations for Utah where if you want to have a say, you got to step like right into it and be like, hey, we're like, this is our stance and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what you say about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you say about that. I think the hard part for me is that you can't, and this is just my opinion. For me, you can't just do what you want to do, right? Like you can't just roll in here and think that, hey, it's Utah and we're going to tell you, because you're not telling anybody. You're not. What's happening here is Utah, I think, has wants, and I think then Utah has to deal with reality. That's what it feels like. What do you got there? Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. The meet and greet pass, baby. Love that.
Oh,
love it.
Let me do you one better.
Love it. What do we got there?
Let me do you one better. Here, how's this?
Show it to the camera.
How's this? Camera.
Hey, Stanley Cup passes, baby.
Hey, bruh. Let's go.
Let's go. Dude, I'm so excited. It's not to derail the show, but the Stanley Cup is coming into town tonight. Jake's actually going to the airport to get the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, because I'm him. I'm shooting it.
That's me.
Yeah.
You know.
What now?
That's exciting.
Let me tell you what now.
That's really exciting. Really, really
Appreciate
exciting.
all the people at the Grizzlies, man. Our boy Tanner coming up here and giving these to us.
Tanner
That's awesome.
doing it. I'm telling you, the Utah Grizzlies are great people to do business with, man. It is. I love it. Let's see. Gumby Extra Regular wants to know, when do the strippers show up? They're up there right now. They were waiting for, hey. Gumby, they thought you were going to be here at 4:30.
Yeah.
You know.
You're late.
Yeah, I don't know. Stan says someone needs to explain to me how Utah joining the Big 12 hurts their academics.
Yeah, well, okay.
Well, and this is a conversation we've had over and over again.
Yeah.
I think the way that it hurts Utah's academics, I think you're right. It does not hurt Utah's academics. Okay? What I think it does here, what it does hurt is, I think it hurts their perception of their academics.
Right.
If we're being totally honest, I think that's what it is. I think Utah believes that there is value, and I was told today that they're being told there is value in being on the graphic with Stanford and Cal. Because you don't have a Stanford and Cal in the Big 12, and they're not going to the Big 12, Stanford and Cal.
Yeah.
So it hurts your value. That's what I was told. But I don't think it's the problem that Utah doesn't want to talk about is actually BYU is a higher ranked academic institution than Utah. Does Utah lose its AAU status? No. Are they going to lose grant monies and gifts? No, they're not. They're not. And to me, I just think it's a perception versus reality thing. I think it's a brand thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those things where academic ranking and standing, it's this idea that, well, if Utah is going to move, if Utah is going to move to the Big 12, like how soon can we get the moving trucks to pick up the football stadium on a flatbed? And how are we going to move the Huntsman Center? Is that going to be a two-piece thing, or like you're not going anywhere?
Yeah.
You're not like physically moving.
And I know that seems like a tongue-in-cheek thing, but I do think that there are people out there who literally think that's what we're talking about, and it's not.
Yeah. I think they think that. And again, to be honest, brutally honest with you, I think Utah would be 4th in the Big 12 in academic ranking.
Mm-hmm.
I think the academics in the Big 12 are far, far less than those in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
The reality is the education and the academic standing of the schools in the Pac-12 is much higher than that of the schools in the Big 12.
Yeah.
And certainly a school like West Virginia, I think that's in the 200s, is dead last. That doesn't help.
Yeah, I just think it's this thing where it doesn't personally hurt Utah, like, their direct rating. But I think all of us in life want to be surrounded by the best that we can be surrounded by. But again, my problem comes in not with their logic, but with the perspective. Like, dude, again, once again, I come right back to we're not having a conversation about what you would like. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about how can you survive? That's what we're talking about. And the idea that you wouldn't want to go to the Big 12 because you don't want to be surrounded by the scourge of the underworld as you see it is absolutely ridiculous when we're talking about your survival. Now, if we were talking about just a straight lateral move because you wanted to, okay, I get it. Like if you were making 50 a year in the Pac and you there was some, reason that you wanted or were looking at the Big 12. Like, let's say it was a merger. Both conferences were 100% healthy. Everything was, hunky-dory. We're all good to go. And we're just talking about putting a super conference together. Then I could kind of see this. Hey, I don't want to be surrounded by, these 200-plus ranked academic institutions. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about your survival. And that's why I have a problem with it, because it's not a like or dislike thing. It is a how are we going to get this done thing, and they don't seem to view it that way, which is kind of insane to me.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Nathan Sharp says, have Utah join the Ivy League if they care about academics so much? If they really not about football, prove it. Well, you could do that.
Well, I think that's a bit of a stretch, though.
Yeah. Rob's official says, what Big 12 school has a medical school?
No idea.
I mean, Kansas, I know Kansas has a huge one in Kansas City. Bill Self is at University of Kansas Medical Center. Did you guys see that? He's missing significant time because of a medical procedure. But I don't even know that it's about medical schools. I mean, I think it's about, man, do you know how hard it is to leave somebody like, I just think it's very difficult. You're comfortable now. You're home. What are you going to do? Pack all your stuff? What are you going to do? Like, put moving boxes together? And, that's really difficult, man.
But you're not, that's how they view it. So I understand it.
Yeah.
But quite literally, you're not doing that. You're not packing anything. You're like you're asking, your secretary and your paperwork people to do paperwork. That's what you're asking. And I look at this and I say, dude, it's just unbelievable to me that we're having this conversation. I can't believe that Utah's we're not going to do this because we don't want to be surrounded by these schools. Yeah. It's not like Utah's taking a personal hit, dude.
No, I agree, because I think the one thing that they worry about is their ability to shop at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. They don't realize that you can get all the best barbecue equipment online at bbqpitstop.com, or maybe they don't understand that when you hear Barbecue Pit Stop, those words together, Barbecue Pit Stop, you're thinking about Traeger, Yoder, Big Green Egg, Camp Chef.
Facts.
Now, I'm a Traeger guy, so I understand that the only place to get my Traeger equipment is Barbecue Pit Stop. I know that. But does Mark Harlan, the athletic director at Utah, know that?
Give me a break.
Does he know that Barbecue Pit Stop has stores in Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, the GZ, and in Murray on State Street, right there across from the mall? I don't know if he knows that about Barbecue Pit Stop. Does he know that you can chat online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the guys at Barbecue Pit Stop when you go to bbqpitstop.com? Do you think Mark Harlan knows that if he had no idea how long to let a brisket rest, he could just get on the website at bbqpitstop.com and ask him, Jake?
Facts.
I mean, it's super easy.
It's incredible.
And I wonder if Mark Harlan has discovered the greatness of asado seasoning from Flavor Knuckles.
Dude.
Does Mark Harlan know that when you get asado seasoning and you put it in your scrambled eggs get kicked up to the Big 12 level now? Do you think he knows that?
Y'all feel me?
Okay, that was too much. But the point is, get online right now, bbqpitstop.com. They're great guys to do business with. I don't know how many people realize that all of the Barbecue Pit Stop locations are, in fact, independently owned and operated. And it is, to me, just so good to do business with local business owners, no matter where you are. The guys at Barbecue Pit Stop are fantastic. You can chat with them online. And please don't buy big box store. Don't go spend your money at the big store. Support local businesses like Barbecue Pit Stop. You can get pellets, the cherry pellets, the competition blend that you get at Barbecue Pit Stop for your pellets are freaking amazing. So amazing. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Barbecue Pit Stop, absolutely the best in the business. Let's read some of your comments here. About 15 minutes left in the show today.
We just got all the passes dropped off. Dude.
Yeah, we did.
The big 5-0 is almost here.
Yeah.
Like I have a pile of passes sitting here.
You really do. It's pretty amazing. Court McMullen says Mark Harlan has a gas barbecue.
Hey, you start talking shit.
Oh. Colton Bitten says, what happened to Klaus the Audi?
Oh. Colton, you're a little behind the curve here, my man.
Klaus the Audi is now Hank the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit.
Klaus got retired.
He is now the Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit.
How are we feeling about this purchase, by the way?
I feel better now that a bunch of work was done for me by the dealership. Because I once, we were up in Park City and I stepped on the brakes on the way down the hill and the whole car shook. I was not happy about that. So they turned my rotors. I'm probably going to wind up putting new pads and rotors on anyways. I'll get some drilled and slotted rotors.
Yeah.
It's a V8 Hemi. You need as much braking power as you can get. But I feel like they really came through. They really came through. The oil. I had an oil leak as well. Turns out the oil filter was stripped. They fixed that. I feel good about it. Yeah. I love that rig. I do. But thanks for asking, Colton Bitten. It's been a good one. Christopher Murphy says, but rugby isn't run by the NCAA for men. No, isn't it a club sport, I think? Rugby? Lee Jensen says, hey, my friend, smoker is broken. Does Barbecue Pit Stop have a smoker under 1K? Absolutely they do, Lee Jensen. bbqpitstop.com. Or go into any of their stores and tell them, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. He said you guys have the hookup for me.
They do have a good selection under 1,000. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely they do. No doubt about it.
And it's high quality, too. I can personally attest.
Yep. Let's see. Travis Clement Smith. Broad school rankings mean crap. KSU ranking not impressive. Want to be a vet? They're better on your list. There you go.
Okay.
Don't disagree. Gumby says, fun fact, everyone loves the Aaron. Do they?
Okay.
Do they? Arlington Bears, I assume Mrs. Monty will be in the house tonight. She's in the house already.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
She's in charge of setting up the events while we do the showroom.
Yeah.
So, it's all good. It is all good.
Yeah.
But look, I think it's interesting that I think all this Big 12 stuff is really interesting.
Yeah.
I am fascinated by it. I truly am fascinated by it.
The wheel continues to turn.
It does. And I appreciate everybody asking me if there's going to be Bucked Up at the event tonight. There will not. But it is brought to you by Bucked Up. But you can get Bucked Up at buckedup.com. The official energy drink of the Monty Show is, of course, Bucked Up. And I'm telling you, if all 306 of you have not yet, click on the description, and there's a link there to get 3 free samples, and you get a free shaker cup.
Not asking you to spend money, dude.
It's free.
Yeah.
They send you a shaker cup. It's the best cup you'll ever have. And they give you 3 free samples.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, try the pre-workout. I'm a 5 a.m. workout guy. I get up at 5 o'clock. I take my pre-workout. I go kick ass.
What do you bench?
The pre-workout from Bucked Up is really smooth, and it gets you rolling.
Do you even
And
lift?
I love that. All of the energy products that I use from Bucked Up, the drink and the pre-workout, are not like way up and then way down. It doesn't work like that. You feel really good. You feel really, really energized, to be obvious. So don't take our word for it. Get the 3 free samples and the great shaker. I'm telling you, I promise you, it's the best shaker you'll ever own.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And it's free. They'll send it right to your door. You can pick any 3 samples. You can pick any color of shaker cup you want, tops and bottoms. They let you mix and match them. Click the link in the description below. Free samples. Hook it up. If you want to go to any of the Bucked Up stores in Utah, from Farmington Station all the way down to St. George, I shop at South Jordan, Murray, Orem. They're all great stores. They're all individually owned and operated. Say, hey, I heard about you guys on the Monty Show. Monty says you'll give me a free Bucked Up can of energy. Absolutely do it. The discount code Monty only works online.
Yeah.
You do not get a discount in the store because they already discount their stuff because they don't have to charge you shipping.
Yeah.
So they already discount their stuff at the store level.
That's pretty much self-explanatory.
Which is why they'll give you a free can of energy. Get Miami. I'm telling you, it's the best in the business. Bucked Up. the official energy drink of the Monty Show. And, of course, they sponsor the Big 5-0 Birthday Bash.
How are we feeling? I feel like this is one of those programs where we get to talk about this.
What do you mean?
I mean, we have 10 minutes to go here.
Well, we are talking about Krispy Kreme. Pre-workout at Krispy Kreme at 6 a.m., Provo Cougar fan says.
Dude.
No. K-Do says, which flavors do you recommend? There's 2 flavors of Bucked Up Energy I drink. I drink Mango Tango, but my favorite is by far the Miami. Bucked Up Miami, right there. It's phenomenal. I love it. It's just smooth. It goes down easy, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Hook it up. Bucked Up Miami, Bucked Up Mango Tango. I love both of those. What do you mean, how am I feeling?
I don't know.
Way?
Like, just how are you feeling overall? I mean, we've been talking about this thing for like 6 weeks, dude. I feel like it's flown by, like it just rolled up on us. It's 10 minutes to go.
It is. It's come together so fast. So fast.
I mean, it's sick that Brant Keithy and Max Tooley are coming to our event, dude. Like, we've had Maximus on the show.
Tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to be here in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Although Max is going to be here once BYU practice is over.
Yeah.
So probably 6:30.
Yeah.
But I think it's very interesting to me that you have, I think it is, you have such a short window in time where you can hang out and have a good time and live your life. And we choose to do that with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we choose to rock and roll, right? Like that's what we do.
Yeah.
I just think it is the PXG guy here for us?
Yeah.
Yes. I think you just have such a small window in time to live your life that you have to do that. It's one of those things that I'm telling you, you can't replicate. You can't redo stuff like the Big 5-0 Birthday Bash.
Uh-huh.
You can't fake your way through a party. This event tonight, you guys, is tens of thousands of years and minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we have put a lot of time and money into this thing.
Yeah.
We have put a lot of effort into this thing. And, my birthday was 2 weeks ago, but we're going to have a blowout tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to watch a hockey game with Max Tooley and Brant Keithy. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, dude.
It is going to be amazing. So I think it's awesome. And yes, Miami is my favorite Bucked Up flavor. Tom says, is Bucked Up a local company? I know Monty has said how much he loves local companies. Yes. Bucked Up is a Lehigh company. The guys at Bucked Up are Utahns, and they're great stories. Like, the thing that I really like about the guys at Bucked Up is that you have guys. Ryan is somebody that if you don't like Ryan, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
He's a dude that is always jacked. He is always excited. He is, the guy's just, he's infectious.
Yeah.
Hanging out with that guy, you want to hang out with that dude.
Yep.
And that's why I always say the local thing matters, you guys, because it's hard to run your own business. You have to get up every day. Nobody's coming to do it for you.
Right.
If you don't get up and run your business, if you don't get up and sell, if you don't get up and, work out, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You're not living your life.
Yeah.
Jet Wayman says, see you all in about 30.
Let's go,
cool,
Jet.
man. Looking forward to it.
See, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for the comments like this.
Gumby Extra Regular says 50 equals 50.
Yeah,
exactly right.
The big 5-0, the big 50.
K-Do says 50 equals 30. I agree. McKenna Tech Dan says, say hi to the PXG guy for me. I'll put a few holes on the simulator tonight to celebrate your birthday. Love
Let's go, dude.
Talking with Raphael says, my birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
homie.
birthday, my dude.
Hope the kid as well.
Eminem says, I remember 50, LOL. Exactly. Exactly right. Like, man. Life goes by so fast. But the thing that I always say is, why do I get up every day at 5 a.m.? Because I want to get up the next day at 5 a.m. I want to get up every day at 5 a.m. I want to live to be 150, right? Why do we get colonoscopies? Because you need them. Why did I get my shingles vaccination last weekend? Because you got to have it.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like, I'm a big believer in do the little things right so that they don't become big things.
Yeah.
Get your shingles vaccination so you don't get shingles. Get your colonoscopy so you don't get colon cancer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do the little things so they don't become big problems. But these kind of parties tonight, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I am completely stoked about I can't wait to see everybody, to watch a great hockey team, to enjoy the fruits of our labor. I'm totally fired up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time. And the Stanley Cup thing is absolutely nuts.
Yep. Outside the echo chamber says the Gardner twins are great. Yes, they are. I deal with Ryan on a pretty regular basis, which is fun because, again, if you know Ryan at all, the guy just has incredible energy. Geoff says, I'm starving. Yeah, well, you're an Angels fan. You're going to starve to death.
Yeah.
I hope there's food. We have no food here.
Did you see your boy Ohtani going way yard in the baseball classic?
Tanner T says, is the party tonight BYOB? It is. Open bar or closed bar? No bar.
Yeah, no bar. Bro.
No bar. Let's see. Arlington Bears says, leaving in 15 minutes. After a long week, I'm looking forward to hanging out with Mrs. Arlington Bears and the Monty team. Let's hope we see some fights on the ice tonight. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It is going to be a lot of fun. C. Kaufman says, have fun at your party. Eminem says, happy birthday to the GOAT of Utah Sports Talk. Appreciate you. Jeremy Severe says, happy birthday, Monty, even though it was last month. Thank you. Thank you. Tanner T says, follow up, will the party tonight involve a Zion curtain? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Hope you have a great time tonight, Andrew says. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Andrew H says, bring your own bucked up. Exactly
That's right. See what I mean?
Exactly right. Geoff says, Ohtani is the real deal, most talented of all time. Yeah, he'll look great in a Boston uniform. James Knight says, have a great night, guys. James Knight, appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate you.
We will come to you if you do not come to us. At some point, I will come back to Australia because it was amazing. Bill G says, happy 50th celebration, Monty. Thank you.
Hey, Monty.
Brandon Unruh says, got my free shaker and samples. Even paid a couple of bucks for 6 more samples. Excited to try them.
Let's go, dude. What
flavors
did you get? What flavors did you choose?
Yeah, what flavors did you get? That's freaking amazing.
Did you do like, the regular pre? Did you do no stim? Like, what'd you do, bro?
Jaron Echo says, I'm hoping to make it to the party. Might not be able to stay long.
Hey, dude.
Hey, man. It's all good.
Something's better. You got to come and get your thing, man. Your pass.
Yeah. David Hume says, I may have missed this. Where do we meet up? 4th floor. For those of you who don't know, if you drive up to the Maverick Center, there's a huge staircase and a hockey statue. All the way to the left of the staircase, there's a big window that's covered in a bucked up sticker. Right below that window, walk in, show them your ticket, go up the elevator to the 4th floor. That's how you do it. I'm telling you. Brandon Butler says Ohtani's going to be a Dodger. Ooh, that would hurt.
Yeah, that'd be rough, dude.
Ohtani has said he will only play for West Coast teams. If he goes anywhere, it'll be Seattle, LA, or San Diego. Hopefully not, though.
Padres would be a little heartburn for Angel fans, I think.
Ooh, I think so. Eminem says, are the Cats in the Maverick Center invited? They are. We actually put out some...
Dude, the Cats dipped out, though. They got it on. Like, they did their business.
I think this was a no-tell hotel for the Cats, and we haven't seen them in a while. Remick Johnson. Love the state of Utah. Love you guys. Have fun. Can't make it, unfortunately. Remick.
Hey, next time, brother.
In spirit, my guy.
Yeah, dude.
In spirit. James Knight says, congrats to all of those generous peeps who gifted memberships. Yeah, you guys are ridiculous.
Seriously, though.
You guys are crazy. I love that you guys did that. It has been an amazing week on this show. Brent Burnett says, Jazz won. Jazz did win.
Yeah.
Lori Markkinen
got the post-game interview, huh?
Yeah. Lori Markkinen. Look.
Whatever.
Look, I appreciate it, dude. I really do. I appreciate that THT had the best game of his Utah Jazz career last night. Right? Like, I think we would all agree with that.
Yeah.
That's the best I've seen dude play in a Jazz uniform.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, hey, give me more of that, and I might get on board.
Yeah.
But don't regress to the mean of what you have been. Because I'm not here for that.
I know.
I am not a THT guy at all. By the way, don't forget the breaking news that happened today on the program. The Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft to the Carolina Panthers. They went from 1 to 9. They also got the 61st pick, a first in 2024, a second in 2025. And DJ Moore, who's not worth nothing. DJ Moore's a hell of a wide receiver. So it's not for nothing.
Yeah.
James Knight says, looking forward to the shorts on the bash, Monty. There will be video. There will be pictures. No doubt about that. Jinx, go Halos, he says. Well, there you go. The fans played great too. The fans? Okay.
No idea.
Eminem says, like the video and celebrate Monty's 50th. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
145. We've had well over 2,000 views today. Let's go.
Get her done.
Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you guys.
Get her done. Oh, is it time?
It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, dude.
On the Monty program. Appreciate all you guys being here. What an incredible week on the show. Yes.
By the way, Monday we will be doing the show from another state.
Oh, that's right. Monday we'll be in Arizona for spring training. We will be doing the showgram from Arizona. That'll be amazing.
Same time. Don't DM me asking what time. Same time.
Same time. No time changes on the show.
Just a different spot.
Just a different place.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. We'll be off next Friday for St. Patrick's Day because it's Cubs baseball.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back here a week from Monday in the new studio. By the way, anybody say, I mean, come on, man.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting this Fine Here program. Jake, until Monday in Arizona, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Jake.